Hi, this is Lori Killow, and this presentation is entitled Understanding Transfer in Education. Most of you are enrolled in this class because you are on the traditional path toward a teaching license. You are working on your Associates of Arts and Sciences degree. You may be enrolled in the Associates of Arts and Sciences degree in education. If you read all the print on that page in the catalog, you'll see it was designed specifically for students who are pursuing a license for pre-K through 3, or pre-K through grade 6, or special education. It was also written specifically for our two most common transfer institutions, ODU and JMU. That doesn't mean that it's the wrong program if you're planning on transferring elsewhere. It just means that you need to check with your transfer institution more carefully as to what specific courses they require, then adjust your coursework here to make it fit. If you need to substitute a course, that can be done on a case-by-case basis. If you're planning on teaching social studies, the Associates of Arts and Sciences degree in education is also a good fit. If you want to teach math or science, you may want to be enrolled in the Associates of Arts and Sciences degree in science. There will be fewer course substitutions needed. If you want to teach art, English, or foreign language, you may want to be enrolled in the Associates of Arts and Sciences degree in liberal arts. If you want to teach PE, you may want to be enrolled in the Associates of Arts and Sciences degree in General Studies. In those cases, this EDU 200 course will fit in as a social science elective. You should also know that when you transfer to university, most likely you will not get a bachelor's degree in education. There are only a few private colleges still doing that. Instead, your bachelor's degree will be in your field. If you want to teach English, you will earn a bachelor's degree in English. If you want to teach biology, you will earn a bachelor's degree in biology. You need that much knowledge of your content to be able to pass that Praxis 2 assessment. Remember, the Praxis 2 assessment tests your knowledge of the content. The first rule of teaching is you can't teach what you don't know. For those of you elementary teachers out there, your bachelor's degree will be in IDLS, Interdisciplinary Studies, which is essentially a bachelor's degree in general knowledge, a little bit of everything, because you have to teach everything. Some universities require you to get your MAT, Masters of Arts in Teaching. JMU is one of them. They keep you for an extra year. They call it a 4+1 program. This is 4 years to get your bachelor's degree. For you, that's 2 years at LFCC and 2 more years at the university. Then they keep you 1 extra year to earn your MAT. At that point, you'll have the coursework you need to meet the DOE requirements for your teaching license. They call it an extra year, but it's really 3 semesters. They'll start in the summer after you earn your bachelor's degree, then keep you the following fall and spring. Some universities manage to get in all the required teaching methods courses within the bachelor's degree program, and they have a separate graduate level master's program. Some make it an option. By the way, you may have heard of Lord Fairfax's Associates of Applied Science degree in early childhood education. Do not confuse this with teaching pre-K through grade 3. LFCC's Associates of Applied Science degree in early childhood education is designed for those who want to work in the child care or daycare industry. Just so you know, any applied degree, Associates of Applied Science that is designed for the graduate to apply what they have learned and go into the workforce, hence the term applied. An Associates of Arts and Sciences degree, on the other hand, is designed for transfer. Now, that's not to say you can't transfer with an applied degree. It just means that it wasn't designed for that, and it may not be as smooth a transfer. What a difference an ampersand can make. Remember, depending on your transfer institution, you may need to pass all or part of the core praxis in reading, writing, and math, unless you have high enough SAT or ACT scores to waive that requirement. You may also have to pass the VCLA to get into the College of Education. That means without having passed these assessments, you may be accepted into a particular university, but then within that university there is the College of Health Professions, College of Business, College of Engineering, College of Education. You need these assessments to get accepted into that college within the university. It's best to take those assessments as soon as possible. My general rule is that if you've been successful in English 111 and 112, you should be able to pass the reading, writing, core praxis in the VCLA. If you've completed or tested out of the MTEs, you should be successful in the math core praxis. Take a look at this chart. It is just an example and may or may not be up to date on the specifics, but it shows how the course requirements vary by institution. This chart is for elementary education. Some institutions want 1 literature, some want 2. Some want 2 history classes, but you better be careful which ones. Now, logic would tell you that if you take History 121, the first part of American history, as your first history requirement, then you ought to take History 122 for the other, since it's a continuation. But look at ODU. They only want 1 American history and 1 world history. But JMU, on the other hand, requires all 4. And clearly, the course requirements for a math teacher will be different than those for an English teacher, or a bio teacher, or a PE teacher. And there are other things to consider. Psychology. Most universities want our Psych 230. It also is required by the Department of Education for teacher licensure. However, ODU wants Psych 231 and 232. That's 2 courses instead of 1. And Shepherd doesn't want any of that. They have their own 5-credit course combining psychology and sociology instead. Does that mean you get to throw out the Psych 230 requirement for all of CC? No, it means you need to substitute something else that the university does want. I'm not trying to scare you. The point is, you must be proactive in planning out your coursework. You need to seek out advice from academic advisors and the Office of Student Success. Start with our transfer website. Then, most importantly, seek out advice from your transfer institution. Look at the university's website. Almost all of them, even out-of-state universities, have course equivalencies for their courses and VCCS courses. And seek out advice from the academic advisor at the university. Go on a road trip and visit, but make an appointment first. And if you can't do a road trip, then make it a phone appointment. The 2 key questions are, what is it you want to teach? And where do you want to transfer? And if you don't know the answer to those questions, it's okay. But the sooner you figure it out, the less likely you are to take courses you don't need. Now, if you feel the need to speak to me in person and want to make an appointment for academic advising, please note my office hours in the syllabus and email me. Give me several dates and times to choose from, and I'll get you on my calendar as soon as possible.